Day continues here on One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. To wear or not to wear face shields, that is the question for the public as health officials give conflicting interpretation of the policy. Mobile journalist Jacob Lazaro gives us a front seat to the story.
From day one, experts have been one in saying that face shields give users an added layer of protection against the SARS-CoV-2 virus.
Face shields do add a layer of protection combined with the face mask, no? And the protection can go up to 8 or 10% addition.
An added layer of protection, given that our vaccine coverage is still low at less than 5%.
But while the science on the use of face shields is clear, the policy on face shields is certainly not. On Wednesday, President Duterte told senators that face shields should only be worn in a hospital setting. This contradicts a standing government order since December. By Thursday, the Interagency Task Force against COVID-19 was already appealing to the president to reverse his statements on face shields.
We need to have some form of uniformity in what we implement in our response.
The question now, which policy is enforced? Health Secretary Duque says that while the IATF appeal is pending, the president's last statement is the current policy. His Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergere, however, says otherwise.
And an appeal has been submitted, and it was pronounced that we will maintain status quo until the office of the president decides.
In the meantime, enforcers are waiting for the final word. Over 400,000 face shield violators have been arrested according to the PNP. In this police station in Manila, policemen say they will have to enforce the older face shield policy.
Doctor informed me na ang pag-transfer talaga COVID virus is through droplets. So that's why we need to wear face mask and face shield also.
Okay na lang to yung face mask, pero face shield, parang pwede nang hindi na.
Microbiologist Father Nick Ostiatico warns the confusing message is dangerous.
So whatever the rule is, it has to be incredibly consistent, right? And the danger now is that no one knows what to do, so no one does anything.
However, Dr. Edsel Salvana of the DOH Technical Advisory Group says that regardless of policy, it will always be better to err on the side of caution.
Kahit pa sabihin nila na hindi na required ang face shield, I will recommend it because it is an extra layer of protection.
I'm Jacob Lazaro and we are One News.
The special advisor to National Task Force admits he's also confused with the conflicting statements on the face shield policy. Speaking to the chiefs, Dr. Ted Herbosa said a meeting with the heads is needed to clarify the confusion on the policy. He echoed IATF's proposal to the president that face shields must be worn in confined spaces where physical distancing is hard to follow. For now, Herbosa said the public should still continue wearing face shields for better protection against COVID-19.
I'm as confused as you are. I'll have to read in writing what the policy is because this is all out of news. I'll wait for the document and the final document with the signed.
Trial shows that AstraZeneca's antibody therapy was only 33% effective at preventing symptomatic COVID-19 in people who had been exposed to the virus. Bloomberg Intelligence Sam Fazeli discusses more on Bloomberg's Markets European Close. Let's listen in.
This is not a vaccine. This was a therapy that basically you stick in your arm. Once you've got it, it provides you with antibodies once you've been exposed. Walk me through the science behind this. Is this important? Is this not important?
Right. So you take your vaccine, as you and I have both, Guy.
Yep.
Taking our vaccines. It induces two parts in your immune system. First one is the antibodies, which everybody now knows, and the other one is T cells. Nothing to do with the Astra cells. So what Astra's done here, Regeneron did it, Eli Lilly did it, Glaxo's trying to do it, is make some antibodies and give it to you, right? So the aim in this trial, in fact, was to prevent an infection. So you and I live in the same house, you get it, I'll go and get the shot. make sure I don't get the infection. That's where the 33% came from. But they're also trying it after you're infected, et cetera, et cetera. So it is something that is useful, especially for people who can't take a vaccine or have a breakthrough infection, for example. But it didn't work out this time, except there was a nugget in there that was quite interesting.
Which nugget?
Oh, which nugget? That nugget. I told you about it earlier, no?
Oh,
The
no,
nugget
tell me now.
is, if you keep going down the table that they presented, it wasn't necessarily part of the trial design, but there was enough numbers in there to look for, and it showed that there was, if people were negative at the time of receiving the antibody injection, i.e. not infected, and about 7 days afterwards, their protection against infection was at 92% efficacy. Now that is a good number. If they can repeat that in the next trial called PROVENT, then you have a product that you can see, I'll take an intramuscular shot, remember it's not an IV or anything like that, and I'm protected for 1, 2, 3, 4 months.
Let's talk about the Public Health England data that was revealed last night at around 6. The core of that data was that the shots that we're dishing out at the moment are effective in dealing with the Delta variant, which is the cause for concern at the moment. However, there was quite a big degree of variance between the Astra shot and some of the mRNA shots in terms of the certainty surrounding the data. Your conclusion from this is that those of us that have had 2 shots of Astra are ultimately going to need a 3rd shot of an mRNA shot, of an mRNA vaccine.
Well, so let's look at it this way. If the world continues to run by counting cases, the data so far suggests, and it wasn't in the data last night, which is a bit questionable, why didn't they put the effectiveness against infection in there?
It was hospitalizations,
right. Why didn't they put that in there? I don't know. But we know from Scotland, and we know from their previous data, it's about 60% with the AstraZeneca vaccine. I don't want to be protected at 60% while we go into the winter. Right? So I really would like to have another shot, probably, given data we've seen again separately. An mRNA shot gives you a real big boost in antibodies and to your immune system. That's what I'm talking about.
Pop Pinoy will give you full access to the journey of soon-to-be artists with its TNT special platform. The highly anticipated talent show in the Philippines will provide fans a closer look at the contestants' journey from start to finish through the TNT Pop Show. The online show will be hosted by no less than singer and performer Darren Espanto and Adriana So. You can also watch the episodes from Monday to Friday on TNT and Pop Pinoy's YouTube channels. Binibining Pilipinas candidates bring back the heat as they showcase their figure during the pre-pageant swimsuit presentation on Friday. Candidates showed their fierce catwalk while wearing their stunning yellow swimsuit made by Doms Ramos and shoes from Jojo Bragayes. Aside from their swimsuits, the Binibinis pose beautifully using the flapping strips of cloth hanging on each of their arm. The Binibining Pilipinas Grand Coronation will take place at the Smart Araneta Coliseum, hosted by Miss Universe 2018 Catriona Gray and Miss Grand International 2019 first runner-up Nicole Cordobes. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later at 1 in the afternoon as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.